This is an establishing shot that shows the domestic town setting that the soap would be set in. This fits with the conventions of soap operas where the mise-en-scène is often an urban town setting. This is something that I believe represents middle and lower middle and working class areas, making it appealable to people's ideologies.
It's me doing it, not you.
This shows a two-shot from Coronation Street where Tina and Tommy are debating the surrogacy that she is about to undertake for Gary and Izzy. I decided to include something like this because it acts as a media debate which helps target the audience. This is also a convention of soap operas which often deal with real-life issues.
Yeah, because of me. Because I've messed up.
I believe this two-shot would again target the audience because it acts as a confrontation between two of the star characters. This again is a stereotypical convention of the genre and helps target the audience because it creates a sense of realism.
It doesn't matter why I'm doing this.
I should have a degree in pulling.
One of the first things I did when I was creating my product was to try and recreate some Geordie Shore style introductions as shown before. This is something I believe would help target my audience and create realism into my soap trailer because it's something that the audience may be able to relate to.
It's them. What am I supposed to say?
That you're not doing it.
Go on then, you tell her.
It just happened, okay? Nobody needs to know about it.
I never pull anyone without a six-pack.
When I was planning my shoot, I had a look at The Cut, which was a teenage soap which was planned by the BBC, however it never reached the TV. This sequence shows a series of montage edits in a close-up point of view shot, which is a convention of soap trailers. I believe this sequence will help create an enigma for the audience, because I believe the audience will question why the character is washing his hands and face, almost as if he's committed a crime.
A kiss, it didn't mean anything.
I decided to include title cards because this followed the conventions of a soap trailer. I believed it would help target the audience and appeal to their ideology and creates an enigma which I believe will entice people into watching the soap.
I'm a Manchester girl with a touch of class. What, you have a girlfriend?
This is another enigma that I decided to add into my work. This draws a comparison with current affairs and creates a sense of realism in the soap, because this is something that the audience will be able to relate to, therefore appealing to their ideologies.
No, I'm such a hypocrite.
She's talking about you, idiot.
Come on, out of it. Your big announcement.
This is another sequence from the Neighbours Party sequence, which I believe would be good because it would help target the audience because they stereotypically love to party. This particular sequence of the soap would create an enigma for the audience because they'd also want to know the secret, which I believe would entice the audience into watching the soap. This also fits with my brand name Secrets. This is a piece of intertextuality which I believe would help target the audience because I believe it would entice them into watching the soap because it creates an enigma and makes them question who's next and what's going to happen to them. BBC One, Thursday at 9 PM. Starting Thursday the 17th of January.
Secrets.
Don't miss it. I believe the background track would be good for my audience because it's a well-known song which I believe my audience could relate to. I also think this would increase my reach because the listeners of this music wouldn't stereotypically watch soaps. Similarities. Brand name, one image with numerous characters. Phrase, teens unmasked. Binary between the image and the phrase, last question. And the time and channel of broadcast. Differences. Twitter branding. This is something that I decided to include for my teenage target audience because they are becoming more and more tech savvy, meaning that it's important that my soap reflects this and my audience can connect with the soap through social media. I followed some of the conventions off the Emmerdale website, such as the brand at the top left-hand side, then a navigation bar along the top, and then the schedule, info and credits along the side of the product, which I believe would be good for my audience because they could find out extra information. I also followed some conventions off the Coronation website, such as having a slideshow with images at the top of the page, then including a collage of shots underneath with a title, image and subheading, which I believe would help target my audience. Social media such as Twitter is used as well, with a Norris Twitter account, which is something I am going to use in my products and can be seen on the website with @BBC Secrets and hashtag BBC Secrets. I also followed the conventions of the EastEnders website by having a clip of my trailer at the top of the page, which is good for my audience because they can consume online as well as via the TV. This also shows when it's next on, similar to the Emmerdale website, and like I have on my website. I also copied the BBC branding at the bottom of the page to follow the conventions. When I was looking for real media examples for my characters page, I particularly liked the character pages on the EastEnders website. I liked them because there was one large image so the viewer could identify with the character. I also liked the occupation, address and hobbies feature, etc., because I believe this added a sense of realism to the web page and would appeal to the viewer's ideology. This is my behind the scenes page, which I believe would add realism to the set because it would show the audience that although they're stars, they still make mistakes and errors and are actually human, which will appeal to the viewer's ideology.